Okay, a little update to the taillight sequencers on the 64 Comet. I decided I wanted to put a plug on this, and I ended up, right now I've got this, I'm going to put this one on there. But I bought these. They were $5 for the pair of them. They're just a trailer hookup that is to fix this one. You see I didn't even take apart, but I ripped the wires out of them because they have these clip pins. I guess you could solder the wires on there, but I'll tell you what, I sure can't get the good sound connection with those. So I'm gonna, this is just a way so that the sequencer, which is right there, and you see right now it's unhooked. It's got the wires all hooked on it, and the other ends are here. So you can unplug it. Take it off, you just unplug this. It would be somewhat helpful because you have to unthread the wires to go to the tail lights. But anyway, I bought this. You can see this is an 18-inch one, and it's just an extension. So it's an extension. I'm going to cut it in half and use it on there. They also have them that are, I think they had them 48. This was also $5. It was pretty cheap. So I'm going to make a suggestion. Is you use one of these, you cut off so much of it, and you may want to get a 48-inch one. 48-inch one's, I don't know, $6 or $7, Walmart. And instead of this, you use it for this. So there's a plug on here already. Now, if I'd have thought ahead, that's what I'd have done. I'm not taking them apart to change it, so I'm just going to attach them with connectors onto here, and not worry about it. But you'll have to, obviously, on this end, of course, you probably won't have this flat 4-wire on this end anyway. But so this is the ground again, tail lights, left and right, I think. I don't know. One's left, one's right. But anyway, they just have to color match this one. So they'll be color matched. So I'll come back here when I get this thing on here and show you what I did. Okay. I got her done. Now I've got, it's hard to see there, got that plug in there. So you could unplug that. So my suggestion, so this is just a suggestion. Of course, I had a little issue here, just so you'll know. You won't have this if you do what I'm about to tell you, but the white wire, which is the ground, I didn't put a shrink wrap on it because I didn't see a reason to. Well, I guess there was a wire or something poked right into the brown wire. So I ended up blowing 3 fuses, but got a great big box of fuses. I got them for this specific purpose. I figured I'd blow a few while I'm working on this. But anyway, I've got everything all bundled up in there, in place. It's done. This is my backup light, so it's still just temporary because it's just going out through the rear panel there, and it'll eventually be in the bumper. This is a brake lyre that goes to the third, up there, the third brake light, the middle light, and the one in the rear package, whatever it's called. And now, so, and I've used a bunch of these because I got a big 100 of them. So these cable mounts and the cable ties, and I've been cable tying, cable mounting, everything, keep it kind of neat. And back here in the trunk, I only got this one spot that's kind of sticking out, but I'm not worried about it. It's everything's kind of tied down. I left this one a little loose in case I want to run this wire through there. So, and then I'll tighten that down and cut off the end of the cable tie. That's what I do. But anyway, here's my suggestion. This is a suggestion I'm going to give you. Everybody who's wanting to do this. If you like this so it comes out, which is maybe a good idea, I mean, if I was doing it over again, this is fine, mounting it back here is fine, but I would mount it on something else first and go ahead and either mount it to these bolts here or just mount it to something that screws are on the outside, because that is very hard my screws are in the bottom of the box, so you have to dismantle to get the box off there. And it's even a little crooked, but it's such a bite, I'm not going to worry about it. These things here, these trailer wire things, these extensions like I showed you, if I was doing it again, I would buy, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those. And they're, like I say, they're various lengths. This is an 18-inch one, but you can buy 48-inch ones, I think, is what I saw when I was at the store. They're not very expensive. So you can have $15 tied up in those, so that's another $15 expense. But the wires going out to the taillights are all 4 flats. So you could put, I'm not going to do it, but you could put a plug, 3 plugs on there. 1 coming in and 2 going out. And you'd want to probably color key your ones coming out so you know what was left and what was right. And then one doesn't matter, of course. And then you could have little short pigtails on this thing with these deals on there. And then anytime you want to pull this box out, you could unplug all these and just pull it out. So if I was doing it over again, that's what I'd do. I'd have these plugs on there, and I'd just buy the pigtails with the molded on ends on them, and then just cut the pigtails in half. Because the other thing you could do on these outgoing ones, you could put one of one kind and one of the other kind. But I went ahead, you know, so you couldn't swap them around that way. You did have to go on the correct way. Anyway, so that's my main suggestions on this, is to mount it so you can get the screws on the outside so you can pull this box completely off and put plugs on it so you can unplug it. Because when it comes time, when these little sequencers go bad, because they'll probably go bad, they're cheap, they're Chinese, you know they're going to not last forever. But they are cheap and they'd be easy to change, except mine would be a bite to change. So first time mine go out, this is going to get changed. I'm going to fix all that, but not until I need to. The suggestions I made, first I've already got the 1 plug, but I may rewire all of this inside. But learn from my experience. Okay, so these 2 are exactly the same, these flasher units. They're both of these ones that are misprinted. So you can adjust this little dial, you can adjust the blink rate. It's temporary right now. They're just hanging from the ground wire that's hanging from the temporary dash in here. So anyway, I've got a set of plugs on the way that screw. I can screw to either over to the kick panel or up under the dash, and so that's why these are just kind of sticking in there. They should fit these clips. They should clip in, and I can take these apart and replace them. So these will set side by side somewhere under the dash. I don't know. Now the 4-way, I should show you sometime how it's wired up, but it's to be at your own risk, because what I don't know on these 4-ways is the way they're set up is I don't want to have to try to hit a blinker while the 4-way is going. That'd be 2 sets of power going to the same tail light, and it may make something short out. I don't have any idea. I don't want to short anything out, especially these things, so I'm not going to try it. And if I ever mess up and do it, I'll find out, I guess. But because what the 4-ways are, they're coming in the exact same. You're just pigtailed into the blinker wire. So when you run the 4-way, so mine's just temporary mounted over here. It goes ahead and it flashes the dash signal wire lights, indicator lights. And so, you know, you don't have any other indicator on there. Originally this, which is also needs to come out, it had it's a 4-wire, mostly there's a wire in the top, is the ground on it. And it has a pilot. I think I said that in one of the videos. And what it does is you could hook a light to that and it would flash with the flasher. That's all it does. It's the only difference between it and the 3-pin one. So it's the 4-pin one. I know I realize it doesn't have 4 pins coming out the bottom, and I'd call it a 4-pin, but that's just because the ground wire's going out the top. But otherwise it would have 4 pins. But so it's different. See, if you look at this one, get my camera here. if you look at this and see, it only has 2 coming out the bottom, so it's a 3-pin one because the ground's going out the top. And that's the only difference in those 2 set of flashers. See that one? Let's make sure. This is max 25 amp. If I can get a hand on this one. Max of 25 amp. That's heavy duty. I believe that other one says heavy duty as well. Yep. So this one will work just as good for the flashers as the one that's on there, because you don't really need that pilot. So anyway, that's what how those work. Like I say, this is all going to get mounted up under the dash. You could add 4-ways to your car. It has a hot wire going in to always hot, so you don't have to have your key on for your 4-ways to run. And which the blinkers are not. They're set to, they're on the ignition on, so they only blink when the ignition is on. So with the accessories on, they don't blink. I don't know if that's right or wrong. That's how I did it. And I could switch it if I need to, because it's on its own individual wire. So I've got a hot wire coming from the fuse box in, which is this yellow wire. This white wire is ground, and this brown wire, which turns gray on the other end because I didn't have another gray wire, is load. So that's the blinkers themselves. This is the 4-way flasher switch, and it's a weird looking switch. It's a 4x4 one, so it's got 4 individual outs, 4 individuals in. They're wired together, crossed them. However, the 4 on the input side are all tied together, so you don't have what it does is that way they don't cross talk. It's not cross talking between the blinkers. It's to keep it from back feeding. I can't explain it fully to you right now, but it's pretty easy to do. And when I've got this switch out, I'll show it to you. It's just stuck in the radio hole right now. It's going to go down there somewhere on the console. I've got some plastic covers so you can't switch it on accidentally. But you have to do it on purpose. But anyhow, that's basically it. I guess I'll show them to you one more time because they're so cool. I know they look orange here, but they're actually bright red when you see them by eye. The camera picks them up as orange for some reason. Now, I don't know if I'm totally in sync. It's pretty darn close, though. So I'm not going to change it. Because you got to remember, this taillight and this taillight are controlled by 2 different sets of sequencers. So, again, this was how I got the blinkers to be basically the same. Is I did it on 4-way and tried to get the 4 blinkers, the 4 sequencers, 2 and 2, to be in time together by using the 4-ways. And they're pretty good. I don't think people are going to see if they're not quite right on time. I say it's really cool to see them actually live because they're bright red and they're not that orange look. But they look really good. They're really cool. But anyway. So anyway, that's it. I'm probably not going to do any more updates on this unless something happens. That's how on the sequencers. Just those were a couple little tips, on putting those plugs on there, which might help it so you can take it in and out when you need to change the sequencers, the relays, because I guarantee they'll go bad. They're mechanical. I mean, you can hear them. You look right there, you can see the light blinking in there on one of them. So, they got lights on them. So, anyhow, that's it. Just the other thing I guess I'll show you guys, because people ask about them, are the headlights bright? Yeah, they're bright. They're kind of a blue cast to them, and they're very, very bright. Obviously, this is daytime, and they're shining just not very far, but sometime I'll come out at night and take a look at them, but they're pretty bright, and they look stockish, of course, except for the color. They're not yellow like old sealed beam headlights. But so far I'm pretty happy with them. They haven't had any abuse, like driving down the road to see if they'll quit working. But they'll break or anything. But just they're still, as you can see, all 4 of them are still working. So it's pretty cool. Again, they're hooked struck through the battery. Here is the relays for them. One's high beam, one's low beam. I don't know which is which, but that's why there's 2 of those. And these have you can see it down there. They got a ceramic plug, and there's a little pigtail on the lights. It all plugs into this. Harness is made to plug into one headlight socket. So the other cool thing that happens is that it does light those LEDs when one of those blows, so you know which one it is. I've learned that now. Obviously, I know which ones. I've seen them blow out already several times. But anyway, that's it. Kind of a neat little project. So that's my suggestions on you know, what to do, what I would do if I was doing it over again. But I will talk to y'all later.